Yo, what up my Shadow Army, so this is Shadow Critias back again with another My Hero Academia Mortal Kombat What If video. So this is what if Deku was Hydro. And before I continue on, if you guys don't know who Hydro is, if you go and watch my character history Mortal Kombat video that I made about Hydro, if you guys want to see the full video of it, I highly recommend you guys go check that out so you can understand who this character is. And to give you guys a little bit here, Hydro is a water ninja, and he's part of the member of the Lin Kuei. And not only that, in the comic, he was killed by Scorpion. Then they brought him back as a cybernetic for Mortal Kombat Legacy, the web series that they made. Hydro became a cybernetic at the age of 50. He was the first cybernetic. So yeah, and I'm just gonna say this right now, Hydro is gonna be cybernetic, because the reason why, well, in 1995, let's say that Scorpion did kill Hydro, but his mind and consciousness is still alive, but Sector and Cyrax were the one who found his body and took him so they could use his body to turn him to a first cybernetic ninja. So yeah, that's what the idea coming from. So I'm going to mix two of the comic and the Mortal Kombat Legacy. So yes, so I have nothing else to say. Let's just go ahead and get into this scenario. We start off where Hydro arrived at Japan and doing like patrol instead of like jumping roof to roof until he hear someone screaming for help, and Hydro does trying to find that sound of screaming for help, and he does come across, and he see 3 random goons are robbing this green hair and emerald green eye. They took her purse and they planned to rape her, and Hydro never seen a beautiful lady like her around before, and so he decided to jump down and save her life by taking them out by using one of his sword. And he pulls out one of his swords, started slicing the guy in half, and this caught the 2 goons off guard. So they witness of a hero, what they think is a hero, that killing one of their friends. So they both started attacking Hydro, but they both get mollywopped by Hydro using his water to do a fatality by shooting at the water out of the palm of his hand, shooting one of the goons' face, and all the flesh and skin came out and showed nothing more than bloody skull, and the body falls and the skull goes down and rolls down to Hydro's feet, but he stumps on and crush the skull, and the last goon, who is freaking out shitless, so he decided to he was about to run until then it was too late, that he used the same water that he used and made the low water temperature and turned into ice, throws a spike of ice right in the back of the goon's back and kill him instantly. And this is like, it was too close that he almost escaped. So Inko is just horrified by seeing this. So Hydro goes up to her and she's like, please don't hurt me. And Hydro just remove his mask and reveal his face, and Inko just sees a good looking man that she never seen before. She never seen him around. And Hydro said like, don't worry man, you're safe. Are you alright? And she's like, yeah. You're not from here, are you? You came from China? And Hydro replied, yeah, I decided to move into Japan. No one knows about well, from China. So, I'm Hydro, by the way. And Inko's like, is that your hero name? No, that's literally actually my birth name. And Hydro, offer her a hand to lift her up, and and she actually introduced herself saying like, I'm Inko Midoriya, and Hydra's like, that's actually a beautiful name. So do you need someone to take you home for safety? And she's like, yeah, that would be nice. And Hydra put back on his mask and lifts her, pick her up, like carrying her. And Inko's like, whoa, I could walk on my own, that we don't need to take the street. We're going to jump roof to roof. What? So Hydra just, takes Inko to her place, and after they arrive her place, Hydra was about to leave, but Inko stops her saying that does he wants to come in and have tea or something. And she's asking like if she have any food recently, and Hydra said no. So Inko invited him to have a dinner with her. So Hydra just can't ignore of a beautiful lady like her. So he accepts. So Inko made some food, and they both, chatting, having a good time, and they start to get to know each other a bit more, and they start to have a bond relationship, etc. And they do actually, even though they just met, but they felt something that they're meant to be together. So they both start to kiss and start to have had sex, and then they both just became a relationship, and a few years they got married, and then Inko is pregnant to Hydro child, and Hydro just, when he hears Inko is pregnant, he knew he cannot stay here forever, because he will come after him if he finds out that Hydro just got married and he about to have a child. He's gonna kill him along with Inko and his unborn child. So he doesn't want to risk that. So he has no choice to leave by leaving a letter that because Inko already know about his past, and on that he didn't tell her about that he's on a chase by another ninja who is want to seek revenge to kill Hydro, not because for no obvious reason, he just wanted to kill someone who is closer to Sub-Zero. So he has no choice to, bail. So he has no choice. And also, he actually left something behind for his unborn son or daughter for his when he grows up. So Inko understands, but at the same time, she felt heartbreaking that she's all alone. But at least she's having a baby boy. So Deku is born, and Deku is, of course, Izuku Midoriya, and Deku does have the green emerald eye just like her mother, but his hairstyle is completely different. His hairstyle is, it's similar to his father, but is actually black hair. So you guys will find out what it looks like when I show the image soon, when I get to Hero vs. Villain. So Deku is born, and of course Deku does, let's just say he's not a good friend with Bakugo. Him and Bakugo were never friends. They never got along. And of course, where Bakugo and his three goons were making fun of the little kid because it was quirkless, so Deku decided to stand up against Bakugo, showing, being brave and heroic, standing basically shaking and nervously and all. And Bakugo was planning to, started to attack Deku, but Deku started ready to fight, but he realized that his palm is open, and he feels like there's like a mud puddle right there, and it started floating in air. So he decided to use his power, use the mud, and throws the water, which is covered in dirt. So, actually, no, he actually used the water and showed clean, clear water, and he throws the water, and now when he throws the water, it turned into ice. It froze Bakugo and his goon not killing, but just froze him solid instantly. And Bakugo, the only thing that been frozen is their body except their head. His goons, Bakugo's goons, like, it's so cold. And Bakugo's like, you damn nerd, what the hell? How did you? God, it's so cold. I can't break free. I can't use my quirk. And this actually realized Deku's like, did I unlock my quirk? And this little boy, and this person is in this little well, actually, I'll take that back. Instead of just being that little boy that Bakugo and his goon made fun of, is actually a young little girl who has ability as a frog. And you guys know who she is. And Deku turns around and she's like, hey, are you okay? And this girl's like, Ribbit, I'm fine. Is that your quirk? And Deku's like, yeah, I guess I just unlocked it. What's your name? And she's like, I'm Suyu Asui, but please call me Sue. And Deku said, I'm Izuku Midoriya. Come on, let's get out of here. We don't need to stick around much longer. I'll take you home safely. And Asui was like, thank you. It means a lot. And where Deku, helped take Asui back home, Deku just rushed in to head to her home, his home, to inform his mother that he just unlocked his quirk. And this actually got Inko excitement, so he contacted the quirk doctor about this, and they wanted to go check it in now. So we're at the quirk doctor, that the doctor just announced a good news. He said, good news, Ms. Midoriya, your son actually does have a quirk. Your son's quirk and Inko and Midoriya was actually happy, and Inko asked what is his quirk, and Inko and the quirk doctor said that your son can control water, but he also can lower the temperature of water and turn them into ice. So if I could guess what kind of quirk I will call, I would say water manipulation, that he could control water and also can turn the water into ice by having the water low temperature into ice. So basically that's his quirk. But if you want to give it a nickname for it, I would say Aqua, I guess. Don't judge me, just fucking roll with it, you guys. And they both are just happy, excited and all, but in this timeline, Deku is not a fan of All Might. He actually does respect All Might as who he is. And is Deku wants to become a pro hero because of All Might? No. He wants to become a pro hero like the ninja hero, Edgeshot. Yeah, that's his idol. So after this news, they both head home, and Inko wanted to celebrate for Deku having his quirk. And Deku tell his mother what happened, how he unlocked his quirk, because he sees Bakugo and his three goons were making fun of him and making fun of this little girl because her quirk is basically a frog. So he stood up to her, and actually that's how he unlocked his quirk, by freezing both of them. And he took this girl back to her home safe and sound. Inko was just happy that he actually stood up for a girl and actually stood up against Bakugo. Sorry about that, but like I was saying, Inko is just proud that her son just stood up against Bakugo for bullying a little girl because of her quirk, because that she's basically like a frog. So they want to celebrate, but before they do that, they hear someone's knocking at the door. So Inko goes to the door and opens it and see a guy wearing all yellow and black ninja outfit. His eyes, like, they're all just pure white. And And this shocks both shock and horror Inko, because he knows who the fuck this guy is. And not only that, Inko actually could fight, because keep this in mind, because I forgot to mention this, that Inko has been trained by Hydro, so pretty much he's been dealt with hand-to-hand combat recently. And so yeah, and not only that, Inko screams out at Deku to run, hide, and I said, "Mommy, like run, Izuku, hide!" And Deku just does what he told us, trying to find a place to hide. And the fight between Inko and Scorpion are just going at it, like tons of things breaking, like glass, and chairs been destroyed, kitchen, TVs, everything been destroyed. Inko's been fighting like a rat dog, but she does get some blows here and there, but she does get killed she does get her ass beat instantly until Scorpion, which is Scorpion, that's no surprise to everyone, he used his shuriken and said, "Get over here," and he wrapped the chain around her neck, choking her to death, and of course that he was about to kill Inko, and Deku comes out with a sword that he found. Well, actually, before that, he's trying to find a place to hide. He has his power now. He can actually help his mother, and he realized he found something that in his mother's room that is a sword. So he grabs the sword, which is, he has a hard time picking it up. He's like, "God, this is heavy," and Deku just runs out, and while Scorpion was not paying attention, Deku just comes behind and slice Scorpion's in the leg, and he screams out in pain, and he sees Deku behind. He kicks Deku in the chest, flying to the wall, and Scorpion and knocked out Deku out, and Inko can finally catch her breath. She sees Scorpion actually kicked her son, and he was about to go and kill Deku, but Inko, sees a sword, and she grabs it and stabs Scorpion in the back of his shoulder, screams out in pain. He grabs Inko by the hair, hit her to the side of the refrigerator, knock her out conscious, and keep this in mind, she did get stabbed by Scorpion's shuriken, but at the right side of her chest. So yeah, and she's knocked out conscious barely, and she was about to go ahead and kill the son of Hydro and the wife of Hydro, but before that, a lightning comes inside. The lightning hits to outside the door of Inko's apartment, and a man wearing all white has an emerald on the right side of his chest, and has a hat. I forget what they call the hat. And Scorpion turns around and sees he barely can stand because he did actually got cut in the leg. I didn't mean like getting cut the leg off. I meant cut the leg. And he turns around and sees Raiden, the god of thunder, and Scorpion's like, "You." And Raiden just, used his move, how you see in the video game, like Superman fly or something like that. He does that and takes Scorpion outside the window, throw him out of the building, out of the apartment, and they both are out of the way of the apartment. Deku wakes up at conscious and see his mother lay on the floor right at the front of the refrigerator. She barely could open her eyes and barely talk. So Deku walks to her mother and say, Mom, stay with me. Mom, don't go, please." And the fight between Raiden and Scorpion are pretty fucking brutal, and Scorpion is getting his butt kicked because he has an injury, so yeah, that's gonna be... He's losing a lot of blood, so he has to end the fight quickly, so he decided to remove his skin mask and try to shoot out fire, but Raiden, step back, and Scorpion just straight up escape, and Raiden just sigh, and he looks up and heads back to the apartment. So he teleports back to the apartment, and Deku cries and saying that, "Mom, don't leave me, please. Mom, don't go." And Lord Raiden was just sad in disbelief, like he says, "I'm too late." And Deku looks up like, Who are you? Stay away from me." And "Easy, my child. I am Raiden, God of Thunder, protector of Earthrealm. I'm sorry I didn't come here in time. Your mother's death is my blame. If I knew he was planning to come to attack your home, I would have came here and warned you way earlier." And Deku is in filled with rage, like, "Who is he? Who is he?" "He is Scorpion, a warrior from the Nether Realm. I'll explain everything to you, but right now I should send you a place that you can call home. There's one person who actually can help you to train and get you stronger, help you to control your power." "Who?" "He is the Grand Master of the Lin Kuei, Sub-Zero. Not only that, he's also a very good friend to your father." "You knew my father?" "Yes. Come with me, young Izuku Midoriya. I will take you to the Grand Master himself, and there that he will train you how to become the member of the Lin Kuei." And Deku has nowhere to go now, and so he decided to accept the offer, but he wants to get everything he needs. But Raiden knows that Hydro did let something behind for Deku, so not only him and Deku teleport, he also teleported the gift that Hydro left behind, and of course the second sword that Deku didn't know, so he grabbed the one sword and teleported him and Deku and the other gift to head to the temple of the Lin Kuei, and both Deku and Raiden are about to head in, and one of the Lin Kuei ninja sees Raiden along, and they say, "Open the gate, it's Lord Raiden." So they both open the gate and they both head in. When the Lin Kuei ninja sees him, they just bow and kneel to the God of Thunder, show some respect, and respect the god actually. So, and Deku is just surprised and amazed to see the temple of the place that he's going to live in and train and raise, and Deku's like, "Is this the temple of the Lin Kuei?" And Lord Raiden is like, "Yes, this is where the Lin Kuei been trained and learn how to become the best of the best. This will you be calling home, young Izuku." "And this Sub-Zero, would he train me? That help me with my power?" And Lord Raiden is like, "Yes, I trust him with my life. And he's actually the most respectful man that I have ever met." And they hear a voice like, "Lord Raiden." And they see Bihan. Which version of Bihan that I'm using? MKX. No, actually, no. Actually, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna use the no way. I'm gonna choose the MK11 version of Bihan, because I think I like that one more than MKX, honestly. So, and Bihan, the Grandmaster of the Lin Kuei Sub-Zero, just kneel to Lord Raiden, and he said, "Welcome to what brings you here to my temple, Lord Raiden?" I came here to bring you a new member of the Lin Kuei. I introduce you, Izuku Midoriya, the son of Hydro. And all the Lin Kuei ninjas hears this, like, they're all mumbling saying, the son of Hydro? The prodigal son? And Sub-Zero just, gets up and sees Deku face to face, and Sub-Zero, so, you're the son of my very good friend. You actually do look like your father, but your eye color is completely different though. And Lord Rainer now is like, I was too late. Scorpion himself showed up and attacked. But the loss of his mother, I was too late to save. And Sub-Zero was enraged, was like, damn it! Like, I knew this was gonna happen. If I was there, I could have. And Raiden was like, calm yourself, Grandmaster. The guilt of the loss of his mother was bare to pain. But now you have another purpose now. Train this boy, make him the best ninja, make him the best that his father was before. I leave the rest to you, Grandmaster. Thank you, Lord Raiden. And before Raiden about to leave, and Deku's like, wait, Lord Raiden, I just want to say thank you for saving my life. I'm honored. And Lord Raiden said, the honor is mine, son of Hydro. Now I must leave. May the Elder God protect you. And Raiden does teleports, and Sub-Zero just couldn't have it, just snort and just laugh a bit. You do have your father's personality, alright. So you knew my father as well, huh? Of course. I know you have a lot of questions, but right now, I heard that your power is already awakened, has it? Yes. Alright. Get some rest. You need it. Tomorrow, your training will begin. Your training will be tough and hard. Are you worthy to accept this challenge? Are you worthy to be part of the Lin Kuei? And Deku just gave him the vengeance looks at. Yes, I will. But one thing I want in this world is seek revenge on the man who murdered my mother, once and for all. And Bihan just understands that, so he will help Deku as long as he can. So that's what he's gonna do. So yeah, so we're gonna time scale where Deku is at the age of 18. Let's say he's the age of 18. He's been training a lot recently. He's been in a rough training with Sub-Zero, and know that he's been sparring against some of the ninjas in the Lin Kuei, and for his life. And none of that, he actually got himself control of, well, his power. None of that, his muscle, etc. Let's just say his muscle is kind of like similar to what you can see in the thumbnail. Yeah, that's kind of how built he is. So, well, actually not really though. Let's say he's buff a bit from the actual comic of 1995. Yeah, that's kind of built that he is, honestly. So, Deku has been mastered of his power, master of his swordsmanship, and also mastered of, well, ninjutsu. That's pretty much what the fighting skill is, honestly. So, yeah. And Deku decided to, want to lead the Lin Kuei because he told the Grandmaster that he wants to be a pro hero, so his path needs to be on his own, which Sub-Zero actually understands that agreement, and for all these years, both Sub-Zero and Deku had like a father-son bond, and he does know about his father, that the last thing he remembered him when the Lin Kuei was actually been taken down by Scorpion. Then Hanzo actually actually rebuild the Lin Kuei. None of that, he does tell, and Deku does know what happened to Bihan's brother, because even though he wants revenge on Scorpion, but he let that revenge go. But before Deku leaves, Bihon asks, "Wait, Yonezuku, there's one last question that I must ask." And Deku is like, "Okay, what is it? Do you still have vengeance for Scorpion for the loss of your mother?" And Deku has not forget about that day. That's all he's been thinking about in all this time in his life. He's been having dreams about it. He keeps thinking about it. And Deku says, "Of course I have. It's been on my mind ever since. But thanks to your training, I'm able to control my inner anger and my vengeance. But yes, I still want revenge for my mother's death. But at least I have someone who actually helped me with my anger and vengeance. I thank you, Grandmaster, for everything you've done for me." And Sub-Zero's like, "The honor is mine, Izuku Midoriya. May the other gods protect you. And long way your path has begun. And you are always welcome to be back to the Lin Kuei." And Deku just bow one last time to say, "Thank you, Grandmaster." So Deku just heads off, and also before that, when he was about to walk out, he sees, Lord Raiden outside, actually kind of waiting for him, and when he sees Raiden, is surprised and shocked, like he hasn't seen Raiden since Raiden brought him here. And while Deku comes face to face with Raiden, and he says, "Lord Raiden, it's been a long time, hasn't it, old friend?" And Raiden also actually bow to Deku as well, and Raiden's like, "It has indeed, young Izuku. You have grown for the past and last time we met, and also you got stronger as well. So I believe you need someone to help you to get where you need to be." And Deku's like, "Yes, I want to head back to Japan, my home. If that's not any problem." "Of course not. Of course not, young Izuku. Plus, it's a long walk ahead. Are you sure? Your father actually done it once before." And Deku's like, "Nah, I want to take the lazy way out, honestly. I know that's not loyal and respect on my training, but I don't want to use up all my training by walking and, using all my stamina." And Lord Raiden is actually, accept the offer, so Raiden teleports Deku to Japan, and Deku appeared back at his, apartment, and Deku doesn't want to remember any of that. And not only that, the house has been the same, but thanks to Raiden and the monks, while Deku was training all this time, the monks actually been helping cleaning his entire house, and it's been brand new. And on that, let's just say, how should I say this? Okay, since I don't know if Deku and Inko pay the apartment so they have them for themselves or something like that, and so let's just say it's just an apartment they actually could stay in. They don't have to worry about paying it, but they had to pay the bill. But the lights had not been used, the water had not been used, so it's actually good as it's. And a lot of people thought, oh, maybe they moved, but no, so they made it like these fake rumors that they've been on vacation for the past several years, so that's a long-ass vacation. So Deku is, living in his own house because he has nowhere else to live. So, yeah, that's where he lives, and then he needs to be back in school, so he has to do all that kind of shenanigans. So, yeah. Well, actually, no. Actually, he doesn't have to go back to school. Since he actually get himself to do the exam, so he can get himself in UA college. So he has 10 months to be ready for training. So So, well, no way, he doesn't have to. He could be a transfer student for the UA. So that means that he doesn't have to do the exam or anything like that. And so yeah, so he still had 10 months. So all he does is he does have to get a job so he could, put the money in the light, etc. So that's what he does. And he does train whenever he's off work or whenever he's on day off. So yeah. And so yeah, that's what he's been doing for the past 10 months. And then the next day he goes to UA and inform that he is a transfer student in China. So he does confront the principal Nezu about this. And Nezu's like, so you're a transfer student in China, correct? And Deku's like, yes, sir. And also, you were born here in Japan, right? Yep. Okay, so you did sign everything out, and you're good to go. And also, we have one spare seat in the class called Class 1A. That's where you're gonna be in. And your homeroom teacher would be Mr. Aizawa. So, and Deku was like, thank you. And Deku just, head on out and head down to his classroom. And he trying to find the Class 1A. And he hears someone call him out and said, so you're the transfer student for my class? And he turns around and says, yes, I am. I'm Izuku Midoriya. I guess you're my homeroom teacher, Mr. Aizawa? And Aizawa's like, yes. Stay out here. I'll introduce you to the class. Yes, sir. And of course, Aizawa tells everyone to quiet down, settle down, and he has something that he wants to announce. That they just have a new student who is born in China, but he came back actually he is born here in Japan. He's a transfer student because he came out from China. And they were all shocked and surprised, like, wait, a Japan citizen who is a transfer from China? And so Mineta think, please tell me it's gonna be a girl, please it's gonna be a girl. And I was like, no, it's not a girl, it's a guy. And this actually shocks, breaks Mineta so badly, and he says, I'm wasting time. Come on in, and introduce yourself, and also introduce you of your quirk. And he does introduce himself, and a frog girl, she had this feeling of familiar, but she can't place her finger on. He recognized that green eye and the hairstyle, but she can't remember where. She's not the only one, it's also Bakugo. And when Deku walks in, he sees two familiar faces, and he's like, great, Bakugo is here. And he turns his head and sees, wait, in his mind he's like, wait, is that Sue? And everyone and all the girls were just like, some of the girls like, whoa, he's hot. And Deku does introduce himself saying, like, hi, I'm a Izuku Midoriya. My quirk is, water manipulation. I can't control water, but I actually can make the water low temperature and turn it into ice. And this actually caught Bakugo off guard that he hears the word Izuku Midoriya, and now I saw Asui actually remembered the name Izuku Midoriya about the day that he saved her life, and actually caught Todoroki surprised that he hears ice, because he did hear that he has water manipulation, but he did hear about he actually could make the water temperature go down and turn them into ice. So yeah, and And Deku turns and looks at Asui and said, "It's been a long time, has it, Sue?" And Asui was just Kodama was just shocked and surprised to see him again. It's like, "Izuku? Oh my god, where have you been all of a sudden? I haven't seen you in a long time." And it's like, it is a long story. And all the classmates are like, "Wait, you knew him?" Like, yeah. A long time ago, I was getting made fun of by him. She's pointing at Bakugo. And she goes on that he's the one who actually stood up for me and saved my life. And they was like, whoa. So, and they all gave Bakugo a pissed off look. And also, Bakugo just gave this, whatever. And Deku's like, "You haven't changed a bit, have you, Kachan?" And they were like, "Wait, you knew Katsuki Bakugo?" "Yeah. We both don't get along, but I call him Kachan because he keep calling me Deku. And he always called me a damn nerd for no damn reason." And Bakugo screams out, "Shut up, you damn nerd!" See? And also since after the introduction, Azar tells, take a seat right next to Tsuyu, so that's what he does, and she's actually happy to see Deku again, and he's happy to see her again. So of course, without wasting time, they're gonna do the training. Well, since Midoriya is a new student, they want everyone to go outside to put on the gym clothes because they want to see. He wants to test out Midoriya's quirk. So yeah, in this timeline, the other student already done the quirk exam test. Since Midoriya's new, that's what we're gonna do. So in the gym, in a changing room, when they both getting changed, everyone see Midoriya how ripped he is, and Kimishima's like, "Whoa, dude, you're totally fucking ripped. Damn, what kind of training you been doing?" He said, "Well, I've been training ever since I lost my mother." And like, they were like, "Oh, sorry about that. Who was your mentor, I might ask?" His name is Sub-Zero. He's the Grandmaster. He's the Grandmaster of the Lin Kuei. And there was like, wait. And Todoroki's like, wait. The Lin Kuei assassins? From China? Yeah. You know about them? Yeah. I heard stories and legend about it, but I thought they weren't real. And Midoriya was like, "Oh, they're real, alright. I've been trained underhand by the Grandmaster himself, and also find out that my father was part of the clan years ago. But I know a little bit of story about my father, but don't know anything about him. I don't know what happened to him. So yeah." And Midoriya is like, "I've been through a lot of tough and rough training, so that's why I have all these muscles." and Mineta just, and everyone hearing Mineta just laughing, and everyone turns around, saying goes Midoriya. They see Mineta peeping in the hole and trying to spy on the ladies while they're changing dress. Midoriya's not having it. Hell no. So Midoriya decided to grab Mineta back of his shirt, dragging him and put him on top of the locker. He used his water turn to ice and froze Mineta on a freaking wall right behind the locker, and froze his mouth, and telling Mineta that if I ever caught you peeping in that hole again one more time, I will give you a freezing bite. I will actually give you a frozen what the fuck you call them? Frozen bites, whatever you fucking call them. I'm sorry, I almost forgot. But anyway, he goes on to say, if I ever catch you looking in the hole while the lady's getting dressed, I will give you a freezing bite or put you in a frozen coma. do we understand? And Minato just nod and scared of him, and everyone was like, holy shit, this guy taking no bullshit. And Baku just didn't care, and all the girls does hear all that, and that was like, oh, he is hot. And no, it's like, and someone that's like more like cold. There was, which is Mina said it. They're like, and Mina's like, so you know Midoriya, huh? Did you two had a feeling for each other? And Sue just couldn't but blush like, no, we haven't. We just met like years ago, and then we never got the chance to see each other again. It's been a long time since me and him saw each other, okay? And Momo and Jiro trying to tell Mina to stop. This is like their reunion, and they had a lot of catching up to do. Mina's like, fine, I'll drop it. So we go into outside of, well, they were in the original, and Aizawa asks, where is Mineta? And Deku explains that they caught Mineta peeping on the hole where the ladies are getting dressed, and Aizawa just says sigh, and he said he will deal with him after this, but right now he wants to test Midoriya of his quirk by throwing the ball by using his quirk, which Midoriya did. And so he uses water, and let's just say his score is a tie with Todoroki. And of course he does pass the other test. Let's say him and Todoroki are in the same rank. So yeah. So pretty much both Todoroki and Midoriya are tie rank for number 2. So after that was over, both Todoroki and Midoriya start to getting to know each other here and there after that, because Todoroki is actually impressed about his skill, and none of that, he actually does respect the people who is part of the Lin Kuei. And so yeah, so they both started getting to know each other, started becoming little close friends, etc. And after they got done get to know each other, Asui and Midoriya had a lot of catching up to do. And so Asui is like, so you've been trained by the Lin Kuei in China, because why? And Deku explains like, because me and my mother was under attack by a random villain named Scorpion. He killed my mother. And this actually shocked Asui, like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I didn't. No, it's fine. It's fair that you need to know where have I been and what happened to me. So, how you been doing, son? Have Bakugo has been, bully you all of a sudden? And I was like, no, not really. I have been transferred to another middle school, another elementary right before you were gone. So, yeah, that's why I've been doing, honestly. All in all, I've been doing well. And I did kind of a little bit worried about you, honestly. And Deku just was like, wait, really? Yeah. And it's been a long time, but I'm glad to get to see you again. And Deku's like, yeah, it's good to see you too, Asuyu. Yeah, well, I need to head home. See ya. See you tomorrow. Alright. Well, might as well head home as well. So, Deku does head home, where the next day of the UA college, which is, well, the day of the battle of hero versus villain, where All Might shows us that, show the interest like he does in the original, and of course announced that they're going to do fight training, and of course everyone are preparing, and some of them were sighting, etc. So everyone gets ready to put on the hero outfit, etc. So that goes out the same in the original. And the last person to come out, which is Deku, he's wearing the ninja outfit that his father left behind. It's not the one that you see in the thumbnail. No, it's completely different. I'm gonna add like an image that will show what his hero outfit looks like. But the only thing he doesn't have with him is this 2 sword that his father, well, gave it to him, because this is actually training, so he will not be allowed to use the sword during this training. So he's going to be rely on his abilities. So yeah. So of course, when Asui sees Deku in his hero outfit, Asui's like, "Whoa, Midoriya, that's actually pretty cool." And Kaminari was like, "What is up with that outfit? Are you dressing up like a ninja? Are you being inspired by because of the ninja hero Eshon?" And Deku just couldn't laugh. It's like, to be honest, Eshon is actually I look up to as a kid. But no, honestly, as a kid, well, back then I used to, but not anymore. This outfit that I'm wearing belonged to my father when he was gone. I don't know where the hell he's been. I don't know much about my father. All I know that he was a good man and a loyal, respectful, honor person. And the only thing I know about that my father was part of the Lin Kuei assassin before he came in Japan. And this actually surprised everyone, or actually not everyone, which is caught Todoroki by surprise that his father was part of the Lin Kuei. So this actually gets him interested, and he wanted to know more about the Lin Kuei, because he heard a story about, again, like I said in the last part, he heard a story about it, but by hearing all this, that his father was part of the Lin Kuei, Deku was trained by the Lin Kuei Grand Master, and he is very interesting of it, and he could tell that Deku is mad because he never met his father in person. So Kaminari asks like I feel like you hate your father, and Deku's like, oh yeah, I am, but I'm not angry from the outside, but I am angry from the inside because I learned how to control my anger, actually, thanks to my mentor. So yeah, I'm actually mad because my father wasn't there for me when I was a kid. And Todoroki could understand having father issues. So in this matchup, things goes out the same, but the first match is opposite. In the original, it was Deku Uraraka, and also Asui was teamed up with Tokoyami. So I'm going to switch things up a bit. The first matchup would be Team Hero, which is Deku and Asui versus Bakugo and Ida. That means that Uraraka would take Su's spot with Tokoyami. So yeah, I'm not going to go into that. I'm just going to be focused on the first match. So when that match being announced, Bakugo is actually excited because he wants to get payback all those years that Deku just humiliated him ever since he was a kid. So he wants to get fucking payback. So Deku didn't care. He's gonna mop the floor, even worse. So where Bakugo and Ida are, get everything set up and ready to go. So yeah. So pretty much that everyone are just, the others are just going to be ready to prepare, and Deku and Tsuyu are planning to come with a plan. And in this timeline, I'm going to make Asui have the ability to turn invisible way earlier in this timeline. So that's what I'm going to do, instead of just doing, way for the future part, etc. Because this series might be short. I don't know how many parts, so I cannot tell. So Sue has the ability to turn invisible because, well, she's a frog. So this actually will give them the advantage to win, since Bakugo will go after Deku and not after Tsuyu. So yeah, this actually will be perfect. So Deku will distract Bakugo, while Sue is going there to, you know, distract Ida and touch the bomb and win. That's pretty much the plan. So the match starts, both of them go in, and of course Bakugo does attack the same location just like the original. Both Deku and Tsuyu dodged it, and barely not damaged at all, just dodged it. And after the explosion, Tsuyu is already disappeared because she already turned invisible, already climbed up to just climbing. So pretty much she's like up above them, so she's climbing away from the battle between both Deku and Bakugo. So Tsuyu's head, she's like, "Please be careful, Midoriya." And so she just continue on and head down to the bomb, where we're going to be focused on the fight between Bakugo and Deku. So the fight is insane and also brutal. Both of them go into hand-to-hand combat, and both of them dodging each other attack, but Deku had the most advantage. So Bakugo is trying to use the same, you know, trying to use a similar move than the original, but All Might trying to stop him by, because he's gonna kill him. And Bakugo's like, "Oh, he'll be alright unless he dodged it," and he used the attack. And at the right moment, after the explosion, when everything is cleared, Bakugo don't see Deku anywhere, and he's like, "Where the hell is that damn nerd?" And Deku came from behind him from teleporting. He says, "Right behind you, Chihuahua." And Bakugo turns around, and Deku used a mass of water from out of his palm, shoots out of the water at Bakugo, make him fly out, almost out of the building, and knock out Bakugo out cold. And Deku does, you know, no, Deku does not want to finish him off, doesn't want to end him there. Well, actually, no, actually, he would end it there, because since he has control of his anger, so he wouldn't, you know, beat the living shit out of Bakugo. So he was about to restrain Bakugo, but Bakugo just punched Deku in the face and actually destroyed the mask, destroyed half of the mask. And this is enraged Deku, because that belongs to his father, and yeah, he's gonna beat the shit out of Bakugo for that. So both, now this fight has got a little bit fucking brutal. Like, they both going neck to neck, blood splattered everywhere a little bit. It's actually brutal. Some of them still just in horror, and some of them just can't look, because this is just too much. And Deku have the advantage, so Bakugo is badly wounded a bit, but Deku is still standing strong, but Bakugo is barely standing, so Deku is just beat the shit out of Bakugo. And it's just getting even worse and worse. And Kirishima asks All Might that he needs to end this. And they both, Uraga mentioned like, "Wait, where's Sue?" And they're like, "Yeah, where is she? She hasn't appeared in the battle. Unless..." And they look at the other side to Ida. She turns. Then she jumps down. All Might, they both can see that Asui's is invisible. And when she landed on the bomb, and All Might said, "The heroes wins." And they was like, both Ida was like, "What? How? No one even here." And he hears that, "Because I'm here." And she, you know, show herself being invisible, and Ida just felt, well, guilt, and actually Ida felt, you know, fail, because he was caught off guard. He was not expecting that she would actually come out of nowhere by invisible herself. So yeah, that actually caught her off guard, actually. So the match was over. Team Hero win. Bakugo had the head down recovery, and now Deku picks up the half match that had been broke. He's like, "This belongs to my father. Now I have to have someone to repair this." So, and of course, they're gonna announce who is the MVP. So, it's a tie between both Tsuyu and Ida. Ida does what Momo does, explain just like she does in the original. And also, Mo does explain why Asui is also MVP, because she actually went cloaking and turned invisible to, not to be seen, and actually managed to win. So that's the reasoning. So, yeah, so pretty much both of them, both Ida and Tsuyu, are the MVP for the first round. The next match and the others, just, you guys can imagine what you think, because all that remain the same, plus Uraraka and Tokiyami. So, yeah, I'm not going to get into that. And I'm just going to skip this to the USJ. Nothing happens. The villains don't attack. So everything just goes completely normal. Nothing happens. Why? Well, in this timeline, All For One is dead, but you will find out why. Because why the League of Villains don't attack, and why All For One is dead? Well, remember All Might said he thought he killed All For One, but didn't? Well, in this timeline, he did kill All For One. So that means that things gonna be completely different, honestly. So yeah, so pretty much the USJ incident never happened. So I'm not gonna get in touch with that because it would just be too fucking boring. So yeah, none of that actually happens. So the next day after the USJ training, it will be the sport festival. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go. Okay, before the sport festival actually happened, when everyone is getting ready to, be ready for everything, since in this timeline, all the students in UA do not actually, declare war Class 1A, since the villain didn't attack. That means the original is completely different. And also that, the media don't actually invade the UA. So that doesn't happen either. So yeah, everything's just completely normal, and it felt peacefully, actually. And now we get into the sport festival. I'm just going to say this right off the bat. I'm not going to get in touch to the race or the ribbon, whatever, because the racing, Deku wins, no question asked, because he could freaking teleport to the finish line. So yeah, I'm not going to get into that. The racing, the ribbon band, of whatever you fucking call it, Todoroki still wins just like the original. Nothing has changed. And before they 1v1 match, Deku does have a chat with Todoroki, because since both Todoroki and Deku are closer friends, so he decided to tell Deku about his past, about his issue with his father and his family. So yeah, Deku actually does feel bad, and he understands where he's coming from, because he thought he has way worse, but no, Todoroki has been. So Deku does tell about his past, because since Todoroki told his past to him, so it seems fair. After he told Todoroki about it, he actually is shocked and horror that him and his mother was under attack by a masked ninja named Scorpion, and Scorpion killed his mother while Deku was trying to protect her, but failed. So yeah, that's the reason why he was been taken to the Lin Kuei, so he could be trained to how to control his power. That's the reason why he didn't have nowhere else to go. So yeah, after the conversation, and of course Bakugo does hear all of that. So yeah, but before the match between Deku and Shinzo, no contest. Deku wins, no questions asked. I'm not gonna get into the fight, because that fight would just be too fucking obvious. It would just be too boring, because Deku wins, no questions asked. But I just don't get into that. But after the first round, I'm not gonna get into the similar fight because I literally don't want to get into that. So yeah, and of course, the fight between Todoroki and well, actually, I'm not gonna get into that. But before that, Deku was about to head down to the waiting room to get ready for his match against Todoroki. He hears someone knocking on the door, so he says, "Come in." He opens the door and he sees two familiar faces that he never thought they would see him, and that is Sub-Zero and Lord Raiden. Deku gets up and bows knee to both his master and Lord Raiden, and he said, "Lord Raiden, Grandmaster, what brings you guys here? I was not expecting that y'all guys will come here." And Sub-Zero is like, "We come here to see you, how strong you have became." And Lord Raiden is like, and not only that, we also came here to ask your principal about having some of the students from Class 1A to be part of a tournament for protecting Earthrealm." And Deku's like, "Wait, for Mortal Kombat tournament? It's happening now?" And Sub-Zero, "Yes, but it's not happening just now. It will be happening the next several, I would say, about a week or two, give or take." And Deku's like, "Who's started this tournament?" And Lord Raiden said, "The Netherrealm sorcerer, Quan Chi." And also, Sub-Zero actually brought it up. Rumor says that Scorpion might be there as well. And this actually enraged Deku because I forgot about that. He has been waiting for this for a long ass time, and now he wants to show how strong he is so he can be ready for this tournament, even though he still had more training. So yeah, and also Lord Raiden actually tells him that he already addressed both 3 of his students to be in this tournament. So Deku asks, like, who are they actually? So Lord Raiden says Shoto Todoroki, Momoya Rozu, and Suyu Asui. And this actually shocked Deku. Was like, "Wait, you bringing Sue in this? Why? Is it a bit dangerous for her?" And Raiden, as we asked her to think this about her choice if she wants to participate this tournament, so she chose. And it was not just gonna be you, Sue, Todoroki, and Yarozu. There will be other people who will participate in the tournament. And who will be anticipating this tournament? Well, you guys have to wait until we get to the tournament. You just have to wait and see. So yeah. So Sub-Zero and Raiden wish Deku best luck for the tournament against Todoroki. So Deku just bows to both of his master and Lord Raiden for appreciating him for that. So they both left, and they actually are going to watch the fight. So yeah, the match between Deku and Todoroki, it will be close fight, and who actually would win? It's a toss-up, since Todoroki is more of using his power as a long-range fighter, whereas Deku is more of a close-range fighter because he has been trained by the Grandmaster. So yeah, well, actually no, let me take that back. Deku is actually more of a closer range fighter than his long range attack. So the fight will be interesting, and Deku actually by asking Todoroki to use. In this timeline, Todoroki doesn't use his fire quirk, and Endeavor trying to get Deku to use his fire quirk, but Deku refused because is his son's quirk. He can do what the hell he wants to, so he's not gonna force Todoroki to use his quirk. So in this match, Deku wins, and now we get into the final round, which is Deku and Bakugo. When they're about to get ready to a fight, they actually are. Bakugo has been waiting for this moment for far too long. So yeah, they've been waiting for this, and Bakugo wants that rematch, so they finally gonna get the chance. But before they're about to be ready to a fight, 5 cybernetic Lin Kuei appear in the ring area, surrounded Deku, ready to turn into a cybernetic. And Deku was like, what the hell? What is this? And Bakugo's like, the hell? And Bakugo screams like, hey, we're middle of the fight here. And these robots just straight up fucking annoyed, but Bakugo about to rush into attack. But something flew at something throwing right at to Bakugo. A metal piece attached to Bakugo's chest, and Bakugo's like, what the hell? And of course, Lord Raiden and Sub-Zero sees this. They're like, oh hell no! So both Sub-Zero and Raiden jumps in to take out the cybernetic Lin Kuei, and Deku actually took some of them out as well. The last two people showed up was Cyrax and Hydro. Deku doesn't know that. So Cyrax and Sector, actually Sector does shows up as well, and Sector is fighting against Sub-Zero, Cyra is fighting against Raiden, and Deku is fighting against, well, LK1v1. And Deku is fighting against him, and this fight actually goes out similar, and both of them are really a match because both of them have the same fighting skill. And Deku is like, who the hell are you supposed to be? How you have the same fighting style as me? And he says, Hydro, LK1v1. And Deku's like, wait, did you say Hydro? And then, yes. And this actually and he realized, like, wait, his father, part of the member of Lin Kuei, these ninjas, hold on, thought. And he put all the pieces together about, like, his father, part of Lin Kuei, the day that he left when Deku was born. Now he put all the pieces together. He is shocked and horror and said, Father? Is that you? And Hydro was like, I never had a son. And he is just barely, he can't move. He's barely shocked. And after Cyra has been taken out, Sub-Zero actually jumps in to fight against Hydro, and after Hydro's getting his ass kicked, both Sector and Hydro both just teleport away and let Cyrax behind. And Cyra was out of the commission, and well, actually, no, let me take that back. Hydro does fall back, except Sector. So, oh, a little bit of gift. Look at that blonde boy over there. And Cyrax just typing a bunch of buttons on his armrest, and the light blinks on the metal piece that is part of Bakugo's chest, He's like, what is this? And you know that fatality from MK9? Yeah, that's what happened to Bakugo. That make like a scarecrow fatality, like the head, the arm, and legs, and the middle part, like that kind of fatality. So yeah, if you guys know Cyrax's fatality from MK9, where Cyrax just shoot that metal piece and hit at the person's chest and turn them like a freaking scarecrow, that kind of fatality. And everyone are shocked and horrified to see this. And this happening on air. And Bakugo's parents actually saw this. And this enraged both Raiden, Deku, and Sub-Zero. And Sector just teleported out of the way. And Bakugo is just straight up dead. And the sports festival had just cancelled because of that. It's just holy fuck. And it's just completely insane. And so we're gonna time skip to the aftermath where everyone having Bakugo's funeral, and Sector has been taken by Sub-Zero and Lord Raiden, and to figure out to reprogram Cyrax to, regain who he used to be. While they do that, they actually got him fixed. But Deku, on the other hand, is just disbelieved that his father just became a cybernetic, a cyber ninja, because he knows about that there are cybernetic Lin Kuei. They call themselves, well, the Takudans. That's what they call them. Yes, in this timeline, Sector have his own cybernetic clan called the Takudans. If you guys don't know what the hell they are, they've been mentioned in the Mortal Kombat Armageddon, and also mentioned in Triborg's latter ending in MKX. So, yeah. And now you know who are these three characters going to be in the tournament. So, which is going to be both Deku, Tsuyu, Todoroki, Momo, plus Sub-Zero, and Cyrax. That's 6. But there's two more to be part of the tournament. I'll let you guys guess. One of them is a pro hero from My Hero Academia. No, it is not Endeavor. It is not Hawks. It is not Best Genius. It is not Endeavor. It is not. It has to be someone that you would not expect. And also, one character is from Mortal Kombat. I'll let you guys guess in the comment section down below. Whoever gets the right will get a shout out and get their comment pinned. So yeah, I'll leave you guys that. And he is not in the mood because he thought, and Sub-Zero actually explains about what happened the first tournament years ago before Deku was born, that Sub-Zero was shocked to hear that Sector Sire turned Hydro, Sub-Zero's good friend, to a cybernetic. And the last thing he remembered is that he thought Scorpion killed Hydro, and this actually infuriated Deku even more, that he wants to kill Scorpion, because he thought he killed his father, but his consciousness, his mind was still alive, but the body was taken by Sector and Cyrax and turned him to a cybernetic. Since now, after Cyrax has been, regained who he is, I'm not gonna go the same line. That just kind of goes similar to like MK11. So he's felt guilt, and like he lost his freedom, his humanity, and all that. He just felt guilt what he done to Hydro, and that would be the most guilt thing that he ever had, because him and Hydro, they both actually, look up to each other like actual brothers, actually. And when Sub-Zero actually tells that Hydro had a son, and he wants to go speak to Deku about it, but Lord Raiden stops him by saying that he needs some time alone. So Raiden decided to teleport Deku to his home where he have alone time, because he definitely need it. So yeah, that's pretty much what he needed. Actually, he needs some time alone. Even though they have like a week or two for the upcoming tournament for Mortal Kombat. So yeah, that's what's gonna happen right now. And also and you guys already know about you actually know, I'm gonna give you a hint. I'm gonna give you guys one villain that's gonna be in the Mortal Kombat tournament. Like I said before, the reason why the League of Villains has not attacked USJ, well, Shigaraki has been anticipate to be in Mortal Kombat tournament because Quan Chi disguised himself as All For One to get him to be part of this tournament. So yeah, Quan Chi disguised himself as Shigaraki's master. So yeah, that's why that never happened. And I'm not telling you who are the other two villains from My Hero Academia and other two for Mortal Kombat. The only three that you know is, of course, Scorpion, Sector, and Hydro. They were the villains that are going to be in the tournament. So you guys already know. So if you guys could guess the other two villains from MK and My Hero Academia, again, they would get a shout out. Okay, hear me out. If y'all guys could guess the last two heroes to be part of Mortal Kombat tournament, and same goes for, and also guessing the four villains from two from Mortal Kombat and two from MK, not MK, My Hero Academia. Y'all guys comment for guessing 6 of them in one comment. Y'all guys will get a pin and also get a shout out. So yeah, I should have mentioned that. That's kind of my fault on that. So yeah, so Deku right now is in a dark place. Ever since the incident in the sports festival where the cybernetic Lin Kuei, or known as the Tokuden, actually started to attack Deku, trying to turn him into a cybernetic, and it caused things to save both Lord Raiden and Sub-Zero, and it cost the life of Bakugo getting fatality by Sector, and Deku finds out that his father was alive, but he was turned into a cybernetic, and this put him in a dark place and a depressed mode, because now he pretty much can figure out why his father left because of cybernetic. But then he actually finds out from Sub-Zero that his father was killed by Scorpion, but his mind and conscience was still alive, intact. So Sector and Cyrus took him, turned him to the first cybernetic, and since Cyrax is the one who's been left behind, so Sub-Zero and Raiden are trying to figure out how to turn Cyrax back to the human form, which is they brought someone to hell, which is the Special Forces member Jackson Brigg. So he's in this. So Jack has been busy on trying to get Cyrax to, you know, get back what he used to be, and Raiden's gonna figure out how to turn him back to a human self. So yeah, so they have like week of training. I think I said 2 weeks or a week training they have. So Raiden is training Momo and Tsuyu for become a fighter for the upcoming tournament, and Sub-Zero is training Todoroki, because Todoroki is interesting to Sub-Zero than Lord Raiden, because he actually heard legends of it, and he will be honored to be trained by the Grandmaster himself. And all that, Sub-Zero gives him similar training to Deku, but help him how to use his fire as well, because Todoroki needs to start learning how to use his fire more often than just his ice, where Tsuyu and Momo are training to become martial arts and hand-to-hand combat like they were in the original. Ever since the person they used to be during the sports festival and the USJ incident, since the villain hasn't attacked the US, so nothing has changed. So pretty much Momo never been into an actual fight. So since her course, she actually became a lot more skilled as a fighter. Lord Raiden actually, impressed of Momo's skills and her abilities that she has. And also, he actually impressed Sue as well, because he actually reminds her of two of these warriors that they used to be part of Outworld, which is Reptile and a Chameleon. So pretty much he actually respects Sue and Momo. So yeah, that been going on for them. But Deku has been training alone by himself. He's been away from other people, and Momo Todoroki trying to, ask for him to come and train with him, so he get a lot more stronger. But Deku just ignores them. Sometimes he just yells at them, and even Raiden tried to keep him, try to help him out as well, but that didn't go well. Sub-Zero wants to try, but he does not want to, get in that. Want to pull that grenade, don't want Deku to piss him off even more, because he understands. Sub-Zero would understand his anger and frustrated, because he actually got into the same situation when he found out that his brother was killed by Scorpion, and also he was enraged that he was turned to a cybernetic, and also he's also enraged that he found out that his brother was restored as new Cyber by Quan Chi's magic, and he has not gave up to get his brother back. So, yeah, the only person who has not been given the chance to speak to is Tsuyu. So, Deku and Tsuyu has a history together. So, Todoroki asked Tsuyu to go over there and have a word with him, because I'm just going to time skip for all the training, because they have a day later. Tomorrow will be the Mortal Kombat tournament. So, yeah, so pretty much it's nighttime, and Deku is just in his living room at his house, alone in his mind, and he's just disbelieved, because first his mother, then his father just abandoned him. Now he just finds out that his father was not just abandoning him, but protecting him and his mother, because not just Scorpion, but those cybernetic ninjas, the Takudans. And he just blamed himself of that he blamed his father for abandoning him at such a young age, for not being there for him, raising him, training him, being there for protecting both of them. So after having all that, he's just burst out in rage, destroying everything around the living room. And when he got done with his done, he hears someone ringing the bell and knocking the door. So Deku just goes in there and looks at the hole, see who's out there, and sees Sue. So Deku just sighs and opens the door and locks, and Deku says, "Hey, Sue." And Sue said, "Hey, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. What I was saying, oh yeah." And Sue's like, "Hey, Izuku, I just want to come by and check on you, see if you're okay." And Sue could tell from behind that, yeah, she know that he's not okay. He's just not in the mood. And Sue's like, "I could just leave and see you tomorrow." And Deku's like, No, you're fine. I just need to blow some steam, that's all. My father, and Sue's like, "I know. And you can't blame yourself. And don't even say it's your fault that you blame your father that he's abandoned you." And Deku's like, "But it is, Sue. I blame my father for nothing. He risked his life, and for what? For what cause? I lost my family, both Scorpion and the Takudans, and now both Raiden, Sub-Zero, and Jax are planning to turn Cyrus back to his human form. Is that even possible?" And Sue's like, she actually understands that, like, she's like, it is possible, but but how can you turn someone back to human form that you're already a cybernetic? And Deku just asks her if she wants to come in, and Deku says, and Suyu said yeah. So he let her in, and Deku shuts the door, and Sue was just was worried for Deku, and Deku's like, let me guess, Yaozu and Todoroki told you to come here to have a word with me or something? And Sue say, well, yeah, but mostly I just want to come by and check on you because I'm worried about you. I worry about you, then everyone else worry about you as well. And it hurts my heart to see you like this. I want to be there for you, but I was stopped by Sub-Zero because you need some time alone. And tomorrow will be the tournament, and I want us to spend some time together before all of this. Why does this have to happen between us? Do you have any idea how my heart is broke seeing you like this? I never see you get angry like this. We didn't ask for this, Izuku. None of us did. It was our fate. And Lord Raiden once said, and Deku stops it by saying, there are faith worse than death. Yeah, I know. But how this is our fate, that we're leading our life to our death. We don't know who we're facing in the tournament. We already know that Scorpion, my father, and Sector, they're gonna be there. But we don't know who else is gonna be there as well. We know Quan Chi is leading this tournament, so we know that. But the others, we don't. We honestly don't. And ever since that day, we lost Ida. Ida died by the hero killer Stain. After that, Stain has not been seen. And before you guys say anything, yes, ever since that training they've been going on a week, yeah, Ida's brother does get injured, and Ida does go after Stain just the original. And since no one's there for him, since Midoriya and Todoroki were been trained for the tournament, no one else came and saved Ida, so both Native and Ida are dead. So, yeah, just want to clear that out of the way. And Stain has been gone missing, so it had not been seen since after that because, well, you guys can tell. You can guess. So, yeah. So, Sue wants to, Sue actually wants to tell Deku something that she always wants to tell him, that, like, Izuku, since tomorrow might be our last, there's something I want to say. And Deku's like, okay, what is it? And Sue just rushed in and kissed Deku in the lip, and this caught Deku off guard. And Sue breaks the kiss, and she says, I love you. I always have loved you. Ever since you saved my life, I started to have feelings for you. Even though we just met the day that you saved me, I just felt something in my heart that you heard a story about a princess turned into a frog or something like that. And Deku was like, I think I heard of it, if I can remember. Wait, are you saying that? Yes, you're my knight. And when you stood up for me against Bakugo and his goons, ever since I was a kid, I thought my love was supposed to belong to, well, All Might, but turns out you were there. You were my knight the entire time that you're the one. And ever since you were gone, I thought I'd never get to see you again. But when you step foot that door in UA, in Class 1A, my heart skipped a beat when I saw you. And now I finally get the chance to be with the person that I loved. Izuku, I love you more than anything. And I hope you felt the same way when you were gone. And Deku, thanks to all of his training that he's been training with Sub-Zero, there was one time that when he was starting training, he can't even start focusing because there's one person been stuck to his head. So we got a little bit of flashback where Grandmaster Sub-Zero asks, "What's in your mind, young Midoriya?" And Deku's like, "It's just, there's one girl that I remember that I stood up for her because she was being made fun of because of her looks, because of her quirk." And Sub-Zero's like, "Oh, what's her name?" She said, and Deku says, "Suyu Asui." The quirk is, well, basically frog, and she actually looked like a frog, and she's being bullied and make fun of it. So I was there for her, stood up for her, and I just don't know why I'm feeling this. We just met that day, and somehow I miss her. I hope that she's okay. I hope I get to see her again." And Sub-Zero would understand that. And Sub-Zero said, Sub-Zero said, "Love is the most beautiful thing in this world. But at the same time, love is also a curse. When you fall in love with someone, and the loved one that you know dies, it breaks your heart, puts you in a dark place that you never come out. Sometimes you have to be strong, sometimes you're just weak. A little bit of advice, young Midoriya. Do not let the anger, the vengeance, cloud your judgment. Do not let it get the better of you. That's pretty much the way of the Lin Kuei. Must have honor, respect, loyalty. That is the meaning of the Lin Kuei." And in the end of the flashback, Deku just gonna say that he does have feelings for Sue ever since he was gone, and that's all he's been thinking about as well, which is Suyu. And so he says, "Yes, I've been having the same feeling as well. I've been thinking about you ever since, and I also was worried about you. When I first saw you, I was happy. I felt the light in my heart, and you're the only one that is my light. All my pain that I've gone through ever since I lost my mother, and ever since my father abandoned me, until I found out the truth. And now I have one person to fight for, and that is you, Suyu. I love you too, more than anything." And both Deku and Sue embrace a kiss, and this goes out a while, and Sue breaks the kiss and grabs Deku's arm and takes him to his room. And this is where the 18 plus starts. Yeah, you guys know. Oh boy, I'm actually hyped for this one. Okay. While them two are inside the room, they both start to go back to kissing, and both Sue and Deku remove each other's shirt while they're still making out. But while their shirt has been removed, Sue jumps on Deku. She has her arms around his neck and cross her legs around his hip. They both still making out. The tongue meet as one. I mean, what else would you could do with that tongue though? And they both just, they needed this after what they've been going through, etc. And since tomorrow will be their last, they might as well enjoy it what they can. So Deku falls on his bed while Sue's laying on top of him. Sue breaks the kiss, and she removes her bra, put it in the side, and Deku just grabs it and squeezing it, and Sue just loving it. And Sue goes down on him, unzip his pants, and goes down on him and starts to suck his dick. And Deku just enjoys it, and he deserved this. And Sue giving him both a hand job and a blow job at the same time. If you guys know what I mean, she used her tongue as a hand job and also doing a blowjob at the same time. And Deku just holy shit moment. Man, that's what he's thinking in his head. And Sue is also, you know, getting wetter while she's playing a pussy, while she's doing the hand job and the blow job at the same time. And she stopped and saying, I'm getting wetter. It's your turn to give me some pleasure. So Deku, you know, takes control and goes down and, well, started eating her pussy, and Sue just couldn't but moan, and she's just saying it like, don't stop. Oh, that Izuku, don't stop. And then Deku stops and started to put his dick inside of her, and she felt how big it is inside of her tight little pussy, and she never felt this so good in her life. And she's gonna enjoy it, whether she likes it or not. She's not gonna say no of Deku. So Deku just goes harder and faster and faster, and Sue is moaning louder and louder, and she says, more. Oh, I want more. And Deku just grabs Sue's hair and pulls her, and Deku said, you want it? Beg for it. And Sue's like, please, Daddy, I want more. And Deku just, you know, gives her what she wants and goes harder, even harder than he was before. And Sue, her eyes rolls back, her tongue just sticks out while Deku's still pulling her hair. He goes even faster and faster and faster, and Deku moans, says like, I'm gonna, and Sue's like, pull out, and Deku does, and this Deku comes all over Sue's back. Some of them are just aimed on the wall actually, and some of them are just already covered, almost a little bit. Some of them actually came on Sue's back, while the others dripped down on the bed, and some of them are just hitting the wall actually. And both of them just are taking a deep breath, and they just decided to lay down. And Sue is cuddling on Deku. She just smiled and says, oh, that was wow. And Deku actually said, yeah, I needed that. And Sue's like, you have no idea. And Sue actually says, like, you still coming tomorrow for that tournament, right? And Deku's like, yeah, of course I am. And plus, if Raiden, Jax, and Sub-Zero planted to get Cyrus back as human, there might be a chance that I might get my father back. And Sue's like, you think you could do it? I have to. It's the only way. So, I might have to. If not, I might have to kill him. So, they both just fall asleep, and then until the next day. Next day is the morning. Deku and Sue are getting ready to head out to be ready for the tournament. When they both walked out of the building, they both see Momo and Todoroki. They're out there actually waiting for them. And Todoroki asks, you guys ready? And Deku says, yeah, we are. Where's Lord Raiden and Sub-Zero? And they said they're down there waiting for us. And there's two people that you want to see. And one of them, you might be surprised. Midoriya. And Deku was like confused, like, okay. When they went down and meet up with Raiden and Sub-Zero, they both see Cyrax in his human form, but there's still some cybernetic in him. So right now he's a human form from the outside, but cybernetic from the inside. So yeah, they both see Cyrax in his human form, and Deku's like, is that Cyrax? And Sub-Zero, yep, the one and only. And Cyrax goes in to say, so you're the son of Hydro, one of my good friends. I'm sorry this is hard for you, what you're going through. I hope you can forgive me for all the things I have done. And Midoriya said, it wasn't your fault. It's Sector. They must pay. He must pay for the things he has done. And you already have been forgiven. And Lord Ray and Deku sees a man wearing a ninja outfit, wearing all gray, and a steam goes around him, and he has a long gray hair, and Deku's like, wait, is that Smoke? And Smoke's like, we finally actually got the chance to meet Izuku. Like, holy crap, when was the last time you came and visit in the Link Way? I said, well, I've been busy all of a sudden. So, yeah. And also, I brought a friend over that he's going to be our final member of the tournament. And the person comes right behind Smoke, and Deku is just shocked and disbelief that he's seen his idol, the ninja hero, Edgeshot. And Deku's like, Edgeshot? What are you doing here? And Edgeshot's like, I'm gonna be in the tournament. Since y'all need one more member, so my good friend Smoke decided to bring me along to this tournament. So I cannot ignore this opportunity, so I decided to join in for the protecting our home. So yeah, that's my reasoning. So, and Lord Raiden shows up because I forgot to mention. Raiden, as you say. So we're all here together then. So we must prepare for this tournament. May the Elder Gods protect us. So Lord Raiden uses ability to teleport everyone to the location for the tournament, and this tournament will take place at, well, in Earthrealm, but it's gonna be at the beach where no one else can locate. So pretty much it's gonna be in a small island. So that's where the tournament is gonna be at. If you guys can tell, is the island from the live action movie of Mortal Kombat. The old one. So yeah, just want to clear that out of the way. And the Outworld are been waiting, and they both see, and Quan Chi is sitting in his throne, says, welcome, Lord Raiden. We have been expecting you to come so we get this tournament going. So, I believe you brought children involved of this tournament. And Lord Raiden said, spare me your worst, sorcerer. We will win this tournament and you will lose. And Quan Chi said, we shall see. Shall we get down? Should I reveal my companions for this tournament? So the first person sees is the first person shows up, which is Shigaraki, Muscular, Melina, Noob Saibot, Stain, and the last three reveal is Sector, Hydro, and Scorpion. So yeah, now you know the last two, Shigaraki and Muscular. And Melina, on the other hand, this is not the Melina that you guys know. This is a revenant of Melina. Yeah, since I'm surprised that there's no so I'm decided to just chose the revenant Melina instead of just regular Melina. So don't fucking judge me, okay? So just fucking roll with it. So Sub-Zero is, this is Deku's reaction to seeing new Saibot when he says, "Long time no see, little brother." And Deku's like, "Is that him? That's Bihon?" And Sub-Zero, "Yeah. You know he goes by the name New Saibot now." And then Sector sees Cyrax said, "So you decided to betray the Takunin, Cyrax. So they managed to turn you back to your human flesh." And Cyrax said, "Not quite. I still have some cybernetic in me, but thanks to Lord Raiden and Jax Briggs. If it wasn't for them, I would still be cybernetic right now." And of course, Sector just ignore what Cyrax just said, all that shenanigans, and he says, "No matter. After we won this tournament, you return back to your cybernetic. And then, that goes for you three as well. It's both the son of Hydro, Sub-Zero, and Smoke. And you, on the other hand, are new. You will be interested to turn to a cybernetic." And Edgeshot was like, "Good luck with that." And so Quan Chi said, "Let the tournament begin." And so the first round of the tournament will be Deku versus a new Saibot. So I'm not gonna get into the full fight. So let's say the fight is close. So the fight between Deku and New Saibot will be even close, but Deku would win, and Deku will not kill New Saibot because he wants that to lead Sub-Zero to deal with New Saibot, since New Saibot has been eliminated, so he's not going to go to the next round. So he lost the first round. The second one will be Edgeshot versus Stain. The fight between Edgeshot and Stain, it will be a close fight. This fight will be brutal and bloody. And of course, Stain goes on his monologue, and Edgeshot just ignores, trying to stay focused. And Stain does actually manage to get the edge on Edgeshot, and does actually shock both everyone, including Deku. He is enraged, and Quan Chi Stain won, and Quan Chi says, "Finish him." So without wasting time, Stain does use his sword and stab Edgeshot in the head, killing him. And this enraged both Deku and Smoke. And Raiden's like, "Damn you, sorcerer!" And so that's a tie. So the next one will be Momo versus Melina. And this is holy shit. So yeah, thanks to the training of Raiden, this fight will be close, but the match will goes out the same. The match, Melina might have the edge, but Momo will have the victory. But it comes at a great cost that Melina goes to attack Momo when they get to the final round, or the final match. Well, actually not the final match, the final ending of their match. Melina goes and scratch Momo in the right eye. Momo screams in pain. Blood dripped down on her eye. Now she has lost one eye and she has the other. Momo's enraged, so she summoned a sword. She throws at it. Melina just dodged it, and then when she got up and she was about to say something, but she throws another, and then this sword is not just a sword, it's like a freaking boomerang sword, and it comes right back and stab Melina in the back and the throat, killing Melina instantly. And Quan Chi said, "Yarurozu, win. Fatality." And Lord Raiden wants to heal that wound, but it would come at a nasty Scar. So now the next round will be Todoroki against Muscular. So this fight is them two are fucking tanks. And who have the edge? It will be a close one. Yeah. Muscular, even Todoroki is the strongest, but nowhere closest to Muscular. So Muscular just, both of them go to blow, hitting each other, and oh damn. But Todoroki does actually get the chance to beat Muscular, and without wasting time, he actually does kill Muscular by both freezing him and burn him alive. But before that, Muscular wants to take Todoroki down with him, but Todoroki is about to, move that away, but Muscular just grabs Todoroki's right arm, which is from his ice, rips off his arm, and Todoroki just screams in pain, and that his arm just got ripped in half, and Muscular is, straight up died. But comes with a cause that Todoroki lost an arm, and Sub-Zero is there for him, trying to use his ice ability to, stop the bleeding. So, yeah, so pretty much both Momo and Todoroki will still go into the next round, but they will still have major injuries. So the next one will be Sector and Tsuyu. So yeah, this fight, Sue, so Sue is nowhere close to beating. Yes, Sue is outclassed to Sector. So yeah, Sector wins, but he doesn't want to kill her, even though he wants to. But he just beats the living shit out Sue, and she's just out conscious, and she's barely alive, and this does piss off Deku even more, and this actually does piss off Cyrax, because this kid, he's gonna get payback for Sector. So yeah, so the next one will be Cyrax and Shigaraki, since that's gonna be the last one. So yeah, so yeah, the fight between Cyrax and Shigaraki. Yeah, Shigaraki is, oh boy. Yeah, Shigaraki maybe a man-child, and his decay. Yeah, good trying to decay something that is freaking metal. Wait, I wonder if he can. Yeah, he can. But even if it doesn't matter, Cyrax will still keep on fighting. But Cyrax will still have that scan. I can't say the word. Scanning. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, Cyrax uses turns on to a Psy, like MK9. So Cyrax just slices out Shigaraki's arm, and Shigaraki screams in pain. And before he's about to do anything, Cyrax just decapitated Shigaraki and kill him instantly, and Cyrax won. So they're gonna take a little bit of a break since wait, hold on. No, I'm forgetting one more match. My bad, I almost forgot about one last thing. I'm forgetting someone, have I? Oh wow, I actually am forgetting someone. I forgot Hydro, Scorpion, and Smoke. Huh. Honestly, I forgot about them. I think I'm gonna save them, since the last person who in the final will be Momo, Shigaraki, Momo, Todoroki, Deku, Cyrax. Those are the last four. So Sub-Zero is gonna jump in to this tournament as well. So Quan Chi wants to question it, but he let this pass. So, and also Smoke, I forgot him. You know what? I'm just forgot to mention it. Smoke. So the next match for this tournament would be, well, Hydro and Smoke, and this fight is close. But before that, Smoke wants to forfeit the match. So, because he doesn't want to fade Hydro, because if he faced Hydro, Smoke will win, because Deku wants to deal with Hydro, his father, by himself. So Smoke forfeit, and so the next match will be Sub-Zero and Scorpion, old classic Mortal Kombat. So yeah, the fight between them two will be insane. And so Scorpion decided to take Sub-Zero to the Nether Realm. And let's just say the fight kind of like similar to MK9. And yeah, I'm just gonna say this: Sub-Zero lost. Ooh. And when Scorpion comes out from the Nether Realm, shows a skull of Sub-Zero, and this enraged Deku. Like, his mother, now his mentor, and this pissed off Raiden that he's infuriating now. And now Scorpion won, and he goes to the next round. So the people who have won for the hero is Todoroki, Momo, Cyrax, and Deku. Those are the 4 people who actually won. The last winner for the tournament, which is Hydro, Sector, Stain, and Scorpion. Those are the last 4. So yeah, so pretty much it's gonna be 4 matches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 4 match, I guess. Yeah, 4 match for each of the tournaments. So they're gonna start to take a little bit of break to get, recover, etc. So yeah, Todoroki's arm stopped bleeding thanks to thanks to Sub-Zero. Momo's eye actually healed, but she's gonna be blind on the right eye. The left. I think I said left or right, but whatever. So yeah, so Todoroki cannot use his ice anymore. Now he's relied on his fire. So yeah, this is bad. Bad. And Deku is enraged. Sue is alright. She's just out of the commission. She needs some rest, and she did everything she could. So yeah. So yeah, that's kind of freaking suck. And so they're ready to go into the next match, which is the second round of the tournament. So the first match will be who should be the next one? That's right, Cyrax versus Sector. And this fight is evenly matched. Sector is having the upper hand, but thanks to Cyrax upgrading, Cyrax does have an upgrading that is far superior than superior than Sector. So Sector actually won by using his fatality. His fatality when he used that energy net. Yeah, he used that and killed Sector. So Cyrax won. And so the next one will be Momo against Stain. And oh boy, this fight is okay. This match isn't even close, but Stain wants to get one. The only Stain have the advantage is stay on her blind side. And so yeah, Momo put up a decent fight against Stain, but sadly Momo lost and Stain kills her. and this enraged both Raiden and Todoroki. Literally. So, yeah. So the next match will be who's next? The next match will be who will be Deku versus Scorpion. Now this is a match that Deku has been waiting. He wants payback for Scorpion for killing his mother. And Deku said, "You will pay for what you've done." And Scorpion said, "What do you mean, child? You're the one who killed my mother, you son of a bitch. Oh, so you're the son of Hydro. Oh yeah, that green-haired bitch that I killed." And said, "Don't you dare say that to my mother." And Deku and Scorpion go out to fight, and this fight is close. It is bloody. And Deku's getting a lot of cut marks here and there, but he still keeps on fighting. Scorpion getting some blows here and there. And this fight goes on pretty long, but Deku actually winning and actually defeated Scorpion. Deku just stands there where Scorpion just like throws off, and Scorpion and Quan Chi stands there and says, "Finish him!" Kind of like Shao Kahn a little bit, but and Deku's like, "Which pleasure." So he doing fatality. Let's just say he's using fatality of Rain from MK11. Yeah, he's doing similar fatality, like he says, "For my mother, for my father, for Sub-Zero," and he kills Scorpion. What kind of fatality? You know how Rain uses fatality turn like a destructo disc water? Yeah, he throws it in Scorpion's half body and the water squirts up top. Yeah, that fatality. Yeah, Scorpion is dead. Literally. So, yeah. So, now, then Todoroki. So, the next one, it will be Todoroki against Hydro. Yeah, Hydro is not holding back. After losing his Grandmaster, which is Sector, yeah, he's not holding back. And Todoroki had lost an arm, and using his fire, that should give him the advantage. But since in Mortal Kombat Legacy, they didn't show much of what kind of ability that Hydro would have if he was cybernetic. And Hydro is the most strongest cybernetic ninja that Sector ever have in the Tokuden. So Hydro had the advantage and killed Todoroki by punching right through Todoroki's chest from the back, by grabbing his heart and crush it and kill Todoroki. And this enraged, and he has been a shock that two of his classmates that he knows died right in front of him. And now at this point, yeah, even though he wants to save his father, yeah, fuck that. Now he's just, yeah, even though he wants to save his father, Cyrax is trying to reason with him. Deku's like, hell no, nope, fuck that. I'm killing my father. Fuck that. So, yeah. So, here's the next round. So, the third, now there's only two competitors left. Cyrax and Deku, and Stain and Hydro. Stain just doing 1v1. This will be the final round, will be a tag team match. Sector and Deku, no, not Sector, Cyrax and Deku versus Hydro and Stain. This is insane. Smoke is the only one who's still alive. Smoke is the only one who's still alive, and Sue. So, Sue is finally woke up from recovering, and goes and see, how the match goes, and she finds out that she's missing a lot of what just happened. So Smoke explained what happened when she was out of commission, that pretty much almost everyone died, and he told them that Todoroki and Momo die, and Sue is heartbreaking that her friends just died, and other villains also died as well, and so Sue is just heartbreaking, and now they're in the final round, which is going to be a tag team match. So Deku would deal with Hydro. No, actually, let me take that back. Cyrax would deal with Hydro, and Deku would deal with Stain. Instead of just taking turns, they just go rush into each other, and they both fight. And this fight is evenly matched. Deku, on the hand, he's not holding back. He just goes all out, and Stain is not getting the chance to fight back. He tried to dodge it, trying to get away from Deku, but Deku is way a step ahead of him, of Stain. So Deku just comes right behind by teleporting from using his water, and comes right behind and breaks and snaps Stain's neck and killing him. So yeah, Stain is dead, and now it's a 2v1. Cyrax is having a hard time against Hydro, so Deku jumps in, and both Deku and Cyrax are getting their ass kicked by Stain, getting their ass kicked by Hydro. The fight, let's say the fight is kind of like similar to the fight with Sector and Cyrax against Hydro. Yeah, that goes out the same, but we're having a humanoid version of Cyrax and Deku against Hydro. So, yeah, both Deku and Hydro are finally, not Hydro, Deku and Cyrax finally have the edge. So, Cyrax stopped the punch from Hydro's attack, and Deku do a spin kick, and both of them do the same move, just like in MK Legacy. So, Hydro has been dozed off, and Deku is want to do the finishing blow by summoning, pulls out a, you know how Rain used instead of just using his water, he decided to turn his water blade from his hand to actual ice. So he decided to go to his father and he said, "Sorry, father, forgive me." And he goes there and strikes and slices Hydro's head and do a spin kick to kick the head off, and do it in the same pose, and like how Cyrax did in MK Legacy, and he says, "Fatality, motherfucker." And this actually does piss off Quan Chi, but he can do anything about it because Earth Round 1 and Quan Chi was about to escape, but Raiden's teleporting and said, "Hell no." So Raiden just electrocute the hell out of Quan Chi. So you could say he did a fatality from MKX. Yeah, that's what he did to Quan Chi. So yeah, Quan Chi is dead and Earthrealm has won, but it comes with a great cause. They lost so many. They lost Sub-Zero, Edgeshot, Todoroki, Momo, and Sub-Zero. The last people remaining was Sue, Deku, Cyrax, and Smoke. And now they won the tournament, and Raiden says that you guys don't have to worry about the next tournament for the next 500 years, so you guys can live your lives peacefully. And Deku, what about the Lin Kuei? What about the Takudans? What's gonna happen to them? And Lord Raiden asks, you can become the Grand Master of the Lin Kuei. because Sub-Zero did say that you were worthy to be the next Grandmaster. And also, he does have this, he honestly forgot all about that. And he actually avenged both of his family and actually defeated the people that took his life away. So, how can he, say no to this? And he wanted to, but he might as well, because someone needs to keep an eye on Frost. Oh, wait, never mind. Frost is dead. I just want to clear that away. Frost is dead. So since Deku's going to live his life peacefully, so, yeah. So they're going to live their lives 500 years, so that means what's going to happen to the Tokuden? Cyrax will be the new Grandmaster of the Tokuden by turning everyone back to their humanoid form as a living being. So that means the Tokuden and the Lin Kuei are decided to gain peace to each other and be, respect and be allied to each other to be protectors of Earthrealm around Japan and around the world. Smoke, on the other hand, decided to want to be part of the, since Deku and Smoke are actually good friends, so Smoke wanted to stay. So actually, Smoke is going to stay with the Tokuden to help out Smoke, to help out Cyrax, and yeah. So pretty much, everything goes out peacefully, and both Deku and Sue had to tell the news about the loss of Todoroki and Momo died in the tournament. So they both had a funeral for both of them for the honor of their sacrifice of their loss. And Lord Raiden just, even though their death has, their sacrifice was not in vain, and so everyone lived their lives peacefully. Cyrax became the new master of the Tokuden. All the Tokuden became back to their humanoid form thanks to Jax and Raiden help. And Hydro became the new Grandmaster of the Lin Kuei. And Suyu became, well, the Grand Mistress to the Lin Kuei, because he needs someone to be there for his life. So both Deku and Sue got married for all these years, and they had a children, 3 actually. They had, well, actually no, actually they had 4. Wait, no, actually, no, I was right. Yeah, no, 3 children, 2 boys and 1 girl. So they decided to name the people, so they named the people they know died. So pretty much they named their daughter Momo Midoriya, or Momo Midoriya, and their 2 sons, Shoto Midoriya and Bihan Midoriya. So yeah, to honoring the fallen allies, friends, and mentor that died in the tournament, and they both lived their lives peacefully until the next 500 years and until the next tournament, which is never going to happen between them because they will be dead when that day comes. So yeah, and that is what if Deku was Hydro. So yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really appreciate you guys really enjoying this series. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Links to my social media, my Discord server, my GoFundMe page will all be down below. You guys know about all that shenanigans. Again, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Kneel before shout out Critias. I'll see you guys later.